Hello, Internet. The universe has graced us with the first real trailer, finally, for the next Matrix movie. I am a huge fan of the Matrix films. I saw them all in theaters when they came out when I was younger. I loved them then. I'm one of those people that loved every single movie, all three. I don't care. You shut your faces. People who didn't like the other two, you can just go away. The fourth one is coming out, and I was very skeptical. Very, very skeptical. Because everybody's dead, right? That was the impression that we got. Spoilers, I guess, at this point, you should know. Anyway, I thought everybody was dead. I mean, Trinity's very dead. Very, very dead. We assume Neo is dead. Everybody else is kind of alive, but the Matrix is kind of meh at this point. Who knows? Anyway, I was very skeptical and unsure about how on earth they would even do a legitimate Matrix plot that included Neo and Trinity, etc. Especially if you know anything about the online game, The Matrix Online, because that was supposed to be canon plot continuing. There was a plot going on there, if I remember correctly, of the machines not surrendering Neo's body, and then people thinking that Neo was alive in the Matrix, or at least his code was sort of disseminated out into it. It was weird, it was a thing, I didn't play it that long, but apparently they're pulling a Disney with Star Wars and swooping that away and making a new movie. The trailer's out now, we're going to look at it a little bit. This isn't really a scripted video per se, I'm not really going to take a deep dive into the trailer, we're not analyzing it per se, just some of my thoughts about it. Alright, so the overall feel here I love. It's got that same sort of aesthetic that we loved and saw in the first trilogy, but expanded out with a bit of more modern filmmaking aesthetic to it. It looks kind of cool, very clean. I'm a little concerned that they've gone a little overly heavy with the CGI-ness, which I know is saying a lot considering everything they did in the first trilogy. But I think most people know what I mean when I say that. But I'm excited for it in general. The feel and the look is good. By the way, am I the only person who thinks that Keanu Reeves just has to have a beard now? You ever see pictures of him without a beard? He looks totally normal, so to speak. Like he doesn't look particularly aged at all when you have his beard. He just looks boss. And then you shave him like you do. I think there's a couple of clips of the new Bill and Ted where he's shaved and he just looks so much older. It's just kind of sad. It doesn't look bad. I mean, I don't want to age shame the man or anything. He still looks good. It's just, you know, it makes us recognize that time's moving on and it makes us all feel old. So, beard cool. Beard, not so much. But anyway, he's got the beard. Looks good. He could still beat the crap out of me. He's highly trained at this point, but he looks good. I'm very excited about that. The movie as a whole, the trailer at least, really gives me hope because, and here comes my analysis part, this is my theory that I think actually works very well for what the plot is. So a lot of people are shooting out plotline thoughts. This is mine.
If you want the truth, Neo, you're going to have to follow me.
Alright, so the end of the first trilogy, the end of the third movie, we have Trinity and Neo taking Niobe's ship, was the Logos, I believe, and flying it to the machine capital, trying it in there, right? And then we have explosions and everything. Trinity gets washed, and then they crash, and she's gone, and Neo goes in, has a big fight with Smith, and he's connected, and blah, 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 blah. There's supposed to be a peace now with the machines. The machines will let whoever wants to leave, everybody else can stay, and they'll stop hunting people, there's a peace. Okay, this is my theory, because Neo appears, he's talking to a therapist, Neil Patrick Harris, seems to be in the Matrix. So my theory is this, the machines, and there's still a war going on, clearly there's fighting going on in the real world and in the Matrix. This is my theory. The machines are back dealing. They made a deal and they're going back on it because they're sentient at this point, they're fully sapient. They can betray, why not? They can go back on a deal, why not? So they're keeping Neo in the Matrix, all confuzzled, that he doesn't know what the Matrix is anymore. He's forgotten everything. And so I think the reason it's called Resurrections, if I'm remembering the title right, is Neo coming back. Neo waking up from his sleep in the Matrix, resurrecting from being dead, essentially. So that's my theory on the main plotline. Is because Neo is going to be in the Matrix. Notice they call him Thomas Anderson.
Thomas? You seem particularly triggered right now. Can you tell me what happened?
Which is his Matrix name. It's his slave name, if you will. It's who he was, who the machines defined him as before he rebranded himself as Neo, as an awakened person. So, as the One. So, my theory is that he is in the Matrix, asleep, essentially, again. He didn't actually die. Either his body is still alive, and he didn't actually die in the fight with Smith. They took his body and hooked him back up to the Matrix, and he's now just in it again. Or just his code, his residual self-image, his brain is essentially still in the Matrix. Either way, he's in the Matrix. The machines are convincing him that this is the normal world, and the main plot is going to be him continuing on. As for why Trinity is in the movie, I think it's something similar. I think it's the machines. They have a lot of power, a lot of technical expertise. If you watch the Animatrix, you know they experimented on humanity to figure out what makes us tick physically so they could make the Matrix. So I think they found her body at the wreck of the Logos because they weren't going to just leave that there, obviously. And they probably hooked her up too, fixed her up as much as they could, hooked her up into the Matrix, so now she is also in the Matrix. I don't have a theory on young Morpheus. I don't know if that's just a recasting, or if that's his own version of residual self-image, or maybe it's going to be something kind of like the Oracle, where he had to kind of give up what he looked like. I don't know. Lawrence is still around. They could have just used him, so I don't really know what's up with that, because clearly it's not a prequel. All the other actors are too old for it to be a prequel. It doesn't make any sense. So I don't have a plot line theory there, but it doesn't really matter. We'll find out. That is my overall theory, is that Neo and Trinity are back jacked in. Both of them have been convinced through technical means likely that there is no Matrix, that this is just the real world, and the story is going to be basically the humans finding out that they're there, while Thomas, Neo, is waking up, coming together to awaken the One and his love, who is also very powerful in her own right, as part of them trying to deal with the machines who are not keeping up with their agreement. I don't know how the rest of it's going to go. There's not enough in the trailer to know, but if I was doing a more detailed breakdown, then we could get into that, but I'm not going to do that right now. I don't have the time. But that is my quick rundown theory on the Matrix 4 Resurrections. So let me know. Let me know down in the comments below if you think that my theory holds up. Is there anything that I've missed that would completely blow this theory out of the water? What's your favorite theory? Let me know down below. And while you're down there, maybe like the video. It really helps out the channel, especially now when I don't have time to post much. Hit the subscribe button, hit that bell, so when I do finally have time and life to get back into it, you get updated on the newest videos coming down on the channel. But whatever you do, as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.